Ever get that feeling, like that nagging feeling deep down that there's a script for your life, but it hasn't been revealed yet?
Oh, yeah.
That sense that you're meant for something more than just the everyday, like a purpose that's out there waiting for you.
Yeah.
It's pretty common, actually, that pull towards something bigger.
It is. It's like we're wired for it, right?
Right.
That curiosity about where we fit in the grand scheme of things, like maybe there's a destiny that's bigger than what we can grasp right now. It can really drive us.
Well, that's the kind of feeling we're diving into today.
Okay.
We're looking at the early chapters of this fictional work. It's called the CosmicWarrior.pdf.
Cosmic Warrior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And full disclosure, it's fiction. It's a story.
Right.
But for this deep dive, we're going to treat the events, everything that happens in this story, as a jumping off point, like a thought experiment.
I like that.
We're using it to explore these ideas of destiny and hidden realities.
Okay, I'm with you.
So by looking at this fictional narrative, we're going to unpack some pretty big questions about belief, purpose, and what happens when the ordinary bumps into the truly extraordinary.
Right. Those moments where the world as we know it kind of cracks open a little bit.
Exactly.
I'm intrigued.
Okay, so the story centers on this young boy in India. His name is Ranjit. And even from a very young age, Ranjit had this strong sense of being different. Not in a bad way, but like he knew he had a special role to play. And get this, he believed that the universe was actually talking to him.
Whoa! Okay.
We're going to trace the beginnings of his journey, starting from those childhood intuitions, those feelings he had, and then, his father's reaction. Let me tell you, his father is very grounded.
As many parents are.
But then things get wild.
Oh.
Ranjit has this unbelievable encounter that kind of catapults him into this whole other world. And this world, it involves the Indian Army. There's a secret global organization. And then there's this cosmic threat. And it's almost too big to understand.
So it's like the classic hero's journey, but with like a cosmic twist right from the get-go.
Yeah, exactly. And it's fascinating because right away, his sense of purpose, his calling, it's met with a lot of skepticism, especially from the people around him.
Which, I mean, let's be honest, is a pretty relatable experience, right? When you feel like you're onto something that other people just don't get.
Right, exactly. They just don't see it.
It can be isolating.
Okay, so our mission for you today is to really dig into the early part of Ranjit's story. What were those feelings that set him apart? What were the things that happened, the revelations that pulled him into this much bigger reality? We want to point out those aha moments, those little clues along the way.
Sounds good. I'm ready.
All right, let's jump into chapter 1. It's titled The Boy Who Felt Special. What a title.
The Boy Who Felt Special. I mean, that right there tells you something. Chapter 1 really lays the groundwork. We see Ranjit growing up in this small town in India.
Yeah.
And immediately you get this sense of like an internal feeling he has. He just feels different. And it's not a bad thing, more like he knows he's supposed to do something important. Like he has this purpose that's like built in.
Yeah, it's not just a childhood phase. It's like a deep knowing.
Right. And he's got this unshakable belief in, well, something bigger than himself, some kind of higher power. And he even feels like the universe responds to him. It's pretty wild.
And I don't know if you noticed this, but he's incredibly empathetic.
Oh, yeah, that was a big one.
Almost like he can feel the emotions of the people around him, like physically.
Like it's his own experience.
Yeah, and he even wishes that everyone could have this ability, this empathy. He believes it would bring humanity together.
Which is like a pretty powerful idea. I mean, imagine if we could all tap into that level of understanding and connection.
Right. It's like the foundation for a more unified world.
It is, and it makes you wonder, why did the author emphasize that so early in the story? It seems significant.
It does, doesn't it? It's like a clue. It feels like his desire for a unified humanity, like above all the usual divisions, national, religious. That's going to be a big part of his journey.
Makes sense. So we have this boy who feels special, who has this deep empathy, and then what happens?
Well, there's this one specific night. It's August 2010. Ranjit is 10 years old. And he finally decides to share all of this with his mother, all these deep feelings he has, this sense that the universe is talking to him, this longing for a purpose.
And how does his mom react? I'm so curious.
Oh, his mom is amazing. She's so supportive. She doesn't dismiss him at all. She encourages him to trust those feelings, that inner voice. And she even shared that when she was pregnant with him, she had these vivid dreams. And it was like, in those dreams, it was revealed to her that he was meant for something extraordinary.
Wow. So she's basically confirming what he's been feeling his whole life.
Yeah, it's like she's saying, listen to your heart, you're on the right track.
Yeah.
And this is important because, remember, he's about to get a very different reaction from someone else.
From his father, right. You mentioned he was more,
Grounded. Yeah,
yeah.
grounded is a good word. Okay, so Ranjit's dad, well, let's just say he's not exactly thrilled about all this talk of destiny in the universe, whispering secrets. He pretty much shuts it down, calls it foolishness, useless thoughts.
Oof. That's gotta sting.
And he's all about practicality,
Mhm.
Focus on your studies, get a good job, that's what matters. He even warns Ranjit that all this, like, mystical thinking is going to lead him to trouble.
It's like that classic clash between a parent's realism and a child's idealism, right?
And it kind of makes you wonder why that dynamic is so common in these kinds of stories,
It's interesting, right? Maybe it's there to ground the story a bit, to remind us that even when incredible things happen, there's still that everyday reality to contend with. And it also, sets up that conflict, that internal struggle that the hero has to overcome.
Yeah, it makes it more meaningful when they finally embrace their destiny, that they had to really fight for it.
Okay, so we've got the supportive mom, the skeptical dad, and Ranjit is caught in the middle. What happens next?
Okay, so that very night, Ranjit is feeling kind of deflated after that conversation with his dad. He goes up to the terrace, to clear his head, and, well, things take a bit of a turn.
A turn. How do you mean?
He's looking up at the stars, and suddenly, they just vanish. For a few seconds, it's like total darkness. And then there's this silent explosion of light, almost like a supernova, but silent. And when the light fades, there's this circular silver craft just hovering there.
Wait, a silver craft? Like a spaceship?
Yeah, like a spaceship. And it just appears out of nowhere. It's completely silent.
Okay, now that's what I call a plot twist. So he's seeing this with his own eyes.
With his own eyes. And then this being comes out of the craft. It's described as tall, almost luminous, like it's made of polished metal.
So like a metallic being?
Yeah, and it has this intense blue light where its brain could be. Like pulsating blue light.
Man, I bet that was a sight to see. Can you imagine being 10 years old and witnessing that?
I know, right? It's both terrifying and awe-inspiring.
Totally. So this being, how does it communicate?
Telepathically. Its thoughts, they're like echoes in Ranjit's mind. And it tells him that he's destined for something huge, something far bigger than he can imagine.
Telepathy, huh? Okay, this is getting really interesting.
And then the being extends a hand toward Ranjit, like an invitation.
Invitation to what?
Well, we're about to find out.
Mm.
Because in the blink of an eye, Ranjit is transported to this futuristic city. It's incredible. There are buildings that pierce the sky, vehicles flying everywhere, and these digital screens, but they're filled with symbols he doesn't understand.
So he's in the future, like a glimpse of what's to come.
Yeah, it's like a fast forward through time. And then he witnesses a battle. It's soldiers, but they're wearing this high-tech armor, fighting these monstrous creatures. And the sky, it's filled with warships, both human and alien. It's total chaos.
A battle. So this destiny he's been told about, it involves a war.
Yeah, and the being reveals that this is not the present, this is a possible future.
Okay, so there's hope. It might not happen.
And then comes the big reveal.
What is it?
The being tells Ranjit that in the year 2027, all of Earth is going to unite under this organization called the Earth Military Force, the EMF. It's going to be a global military, and their mission is to prepare for this intergalactic war. And guess what? Ranjit, he's going to be one of their chosen warriors.
Whoa, so his destiny is literally to save humanity.
It seems that way. And to help him prepare, the being gives him this glowing disc. It's like a small handheld disc, but it's glowing with this inner light. And it's described as a key to his destiny.
The key to his destiny. What does that even mean?
It's said to contain knowledge, technology, guidance, everything he needs. And when Ranjit touches it, he's overwhelmed with this surge of energy, like an electric shock. And he sees these visions, future battles, incredible technology. It's like downloading information directly into his brain.
So it's like a cosmic cheat sheet for saving the world.
Pretty much. And then, just as suddenly as he was taken, Ranjit is back on his terrace. And the disc, it's still in his hand, it's real. And he knows at that moment that this was not a dream, this was real. And he accepts his destiny, just like that.
I mean, what choice did he have at that point? His whole world just got flipped upside down.
Exactly. Okay, so now we move on to chapter 2, and it's called The Journey to the Indian Army. As you can imagine, Ranjit is now left with a whole lot of questions. Why him? Is he the only one? Where did this alien come from? How could it know the future?
Yeah, those are some pretty heavy questions to carry around, especially for a kid.
Right. And he's just a boy from a small town. He doesn't have access to, like, advanced science or anything like that. But he's driven by this intense curiosity about space and aliens.
So what does he do?
He decides to learn everything he can. He takes on odd jobs, saves up all his money. Eventually, he manages to buy a laptop. And with that laptop, he dives into research about alien contact, the universe, everything he can find.
That's dedication.
It is. And as he learns more, he starts to grasp just how vast the universe is.
Which can be pretty daunting, right?
Oh, yeah, it freaks him out a little bit. He starts to feel clueless and anxious. He realizes how much he doesn't know.
Makes sense. I mean, the more you learn about the universe, the more you realize how much is still out there.
It's humbling.
Totally. So he's grappling with all of this, and at the same time, what else is he doing?
He's also focused on his studies, his physical fitness. He becomes a really good football player, even plays at the state level. It's like he knows he needs to be prepared, both mentally and physically.
Yeah.
And then he makes a decision. He decides to join the Indian Army.
The Army. Why the Army?
He figures that if he wants to be part of this future Earth military force, he needs to have some military experience. He needs to be taken seriously. And, of course, he has no idea how he's actually going to connect with the EMF, but he trusts that this is the right step.
It's a big leap of faith, but you can kind of see his logic.
Yeah, and it pays off. He goes through rigorous training, and in 2023, he's selected to join the Indian Army.
So he achieves his goal. What about his dad? How does he react?
There's actually this really touching moment where his father finally sees how much Ranjit has accomplished. And he's proud. He apologizes for doubting him, for being so skeptical before. It's a beautiful moment of reconciliation.
Ah, that's great. It's like they're finally connecting on a deeper level, understanding each other.
Yeah, and it just shows that even the most skeptical people can come around when they see the dedication and the results.
It's a reminder that people can change, perspectives can shift.
Okay, so Ranjit is now in the Army. He's dedicated, he's working hard, but he's still in the dark about the EMF. There's no sign of it, no clues, no information.
So he's operating on blind faith at this point.
Pretty much. He's trusting that eventually things will fall into place.
What a position to be in. To have this huge destiny hanging over your head, but no clear path forward.
And then things get interesting. He's stationed at the New Delhi Army headquarters, and he meets this woman. Her name is Arohi. She's a civilian defense analyst, and she's brilliant.
Brilliant, huh? Sounds intriguing.
But she's also very outspoken. And their first meeting, well, let's just say it doesn't go so well. They have this clash over an outdated report. It's pretty confrontational.
Huh. So not exactly love at first sight.
No, not at all.
But I bet their paths keep crossing.
They do. They're forced to work together, and Arohi, she likes to tease Ranjit. She calls him a robot because he's so structured and serious all the time.
It's good for him, though. He needs someone to loosen him up a bit.
I think so, too. And then there's this late-night conversation they have on the terrace. And Ranjit, very cautiously, he hints that he believes in something bigger than just their everyday work, something more important.
He's starting to open up to her a little bit.
Yeah, and she seems intrigued. There's a spark between them, like they understand each other on a deeper level.
So a potential romance brewing amidst all this cosmic destiny stuff.
Maybe. And Ranjit finally admits that they should hang out more, get to know each other.
Good for him.
And they do. They start meeting regularly on the terrace, sharing their thoughts and experiences. And it becomes pretty clear that Arohi is developing strong feelings for him.
But is he reciprocating?
He cares about her, but he's still very focused on his mission. He's not sure how to balance everything.
Oh, that classic dilemma. Duty versus love.
Yeah, and it gets even more complicated when Ranjit gets news that he's being posted to the Indo-Tibetan border. They're going to be separated.
So their little terrace rendezvous are over.
For now. And their farewell is really sad. Arohi is supportive, but she's heartbroken. She tells him not to forget about her.
That's rough. It's like their connection is being put on hold just as it's starting to blossom.
Yeah, it's a bittersweet moment. Okay, so, Chapter 3, Shadows of the Unknown. Ranjit is now at the Indo-Tibetan border. He's a good soldier, he's dedicated to his duty, but that feeling, that deep knowing that he's meant for something more, it never leaves him.
It's like a fire that's always burning inside him.
Yeah, and things start to get a little strange at the border.
Yeah.
He picks up on these unusual heat signatures, anomalies that the official reports dismiss as nothing important.
But Ranjit doesn't buy it.
He doesn't. He trusts his gut, and it leads him to do something pretty risky.
Oh, what does he do?
He accesses a top-secret folder, a file labeled Project Surya, and what he finds in there is mind-blowing. There are blueprints of underground facilities, evidence of secret multinational agreements, and mentions of something called the chameleon.
The chameleon, what is that? Some kind of code name.
It seems that way. And the documents also talk about retrieved technology, advanced technology, and get this, it mentions a downed spacecraft that was recovered near Ladakh back in 1971.
Whoa, wait a minute. So they're saying that the government or someone has had alien technology for decades.
It looks that way. It's like this whole secret history of alien contact is starting to unravel.
Okay, this is huge. So what does Ranjit do with this information?
He's determined to find out more. He starts talking to retired military personnel, scientists, anyone who might have some insight. And he gets a warning from this elderly scientist, Dr. Veer Khanna. He tells Ranjit to be careful, that there are powerful forces at play who are controlling information, manipulating the narrative.
It sounds dangerous.
It is. And then Dr. Khanna, he secretly gives Ranjit a USB drive.
A USB drive, what's on it?
Declassified reports. Reports from like 1965 all the way to 2023. And in those reports, he finds information about another project, Project Archon. And this project, it reveals the existence of a secret global society. And guess what they're called?
Don't tell me. The chameleon.
The chameleon. And they've been preparing for something big. They're getting ready for an alien war and a potential meteor strike. And they're using alien technology to do it.
So it's like a secret world government with alien weapons. This is getting intense.
I know, right? It's crazy. And Ranjit starts to think that maybe, just maybe, his own alien encounter wasn't random. Maybe it was part of this whole thing.
Maybe he was chosen for a reason.
Exactly. And so, driven by this new information, he decides to take a risk. Under the guise of a training drill, he leads a recon team into a restricted area in the Himalayas. He's following the clues, the breadcrumbs he's gathered.
He's going rogue. I love it.
And his intuition is right. They find a hidden entrance, an underground facility.
They found it. What's inside?
They go in, and there's this huge chamber, and it's filled with broken alien technology. It's like a graveyard of advanced machines.
So it's real. All of it is real. The alien contact, the technology, it's all true.
It's all true. But their discovery triggers an alarm. Suddenly, the chamber is swarming with armed guards. They're unmarked, no insignia, nothing. And before Ranjit can react, he's hit with a tranquilizer dart.
Yeah.
And as he's fading out, he sees this man in a dark suit just shaking his head.
Uh-oh. They've been caught.
Yeah. And things go downhill from there. He wakes up in an army hospital in New Delhi, and he's immediately slapped with a suspension order. They're accusing him of a drug overdose, which is obviously a lie.
They're trying to cover it up, discredit him.
Yeah, and a high-ranking officer comes to see him, warns him to drop the investigation, tells him it's bigger than him.
Classic intimidation tactics. They want him to shut up and go away.
And then, to make matters worse, Ranjit receives terrible news from home. His father has fallen ill. He's paralyzed. The medical bills are piling up, and with Ranjit suspended, he has no income.
Oh man, poor Ranjit. It's like everything is falling apart around him.
It's a nightmare. And he starts to doubt everything. The alien encounter, the EMF, his destiny. It's now February 2028, and the EMF was supposed to form in 2027.
The timeline doesn't match up.
Exactly. And he's feeling completely lost, broken. He's questioning his beliefs, his sanity.
It's that moment of crisis, the dark night of the soul. Every hero goes through it.
Yeah, it's like he's hit rock bottom. And the financial situation is dire. He can barely afford his father's medication. They need to transfer his father to a better hospital, but it's way too expensive.
So what do they do?
His mother, she suggests bringing his father home. She says they have to trust in God. It's a heartbreaking decision, but they have no other choice.
Wow, what faith.
And so they bring his father home. He's weak, he's paralyzed, but he manages a small smile. But inside, Ranjit is dying. He feels like a failure. He questions everything. His achievements, his destiny, it all feels meaningless.
That image, it's so powerful. The external hope, the internal despair. It's like he's lost his way.
And that brings us to chapter 4, Meeting with God. Ranjit is at his absolute lowest point. He's lost, he's hopeless, and then everything goes silent. It's an absolute silence, like the world has stopped breathing.
Okay, that's ominous.
And then there's this strange force in the room. He feels weightless, his vision blurs. It's like reality is shifting around him.
Seems like something big is about to happen.
It is. And in that moment, Ranjit remembers the glowing disc. The disc the alien gave him. It's been hidden under his bed all these years.
The key to his destiny.
He reaches for it, and as soon as he touches it, he's transported. He finds himself in this vast emptiness surrounded by darkness. The only light is coming from the disc in his hand.
It's like he's entered another dimension.
And then, in the distance, he sees these stars. Countless stars, and they start to move, to gather, and they form this huge oval shape. It's incredibly bright, like a miniature sun. And it's pulsing with energy.
I have chills. What happens next?
And then, a voice. A deep, powerful voice, but gentle. And it says, "Hello, Ranjit." And it's the same voice from his childhood encounter, the voice of the alien.
The alien. Or something more.
Yeah, it's not clear yet. And Ranjit, he's confused. He asks who it is. And the voice tells him that it's time for him to learn the truth about who he is, about his role in all this.
The truth. It's like everything has been leading up to this moment.
And then the stars, they start to shift again, and they form these intricate patterns. And the voice reveals that the universe is not what humanity thinks it is. We're not alone. There are forces out there, protectors, controllers, destroyers, and it's all connected.
Wow. This is way bigger than just an alien invasion, isn't it?
Way bigger. And Ranjit, he finally asks the question that's been burning in his mind. Why me? Why was he chosen for this?
I'm on the edge of my seat here. What's the answer?
The voice tells him that he was chosen long before he was born, that he's part of this ancient lineage of protectors, people who have been preparing for this for generations. It's like he was born for this.
It's destiny woven into the fabric of his existence.
And then the voice reassures him. It says that he doesn't need to worry about his family, about money, about any of that. It will all be taken care of. His only focus should be his purpose. And he'll soon understand why he's always felt this need to serve humanity beyond any borders or religions.
Like that deep empathy he's always had. It all makes sense now.
Yeah, it's all connected. And as he listens, Ranjit feels something shift inside him. It's like something unlocks in his mind. And he realizes that these truths, they're not new to him. It's more like he's remembering something he's always known.
Like it was always there, waiting to be awakened.
And then, overcome with awe and wonder, he asked the question, "Are you God?"
Whoa. He asked it.
He did. And the light, it flickers for a moment. And Ranjit, he senses a smile, like a warm, knowing presence.
It's like a subtle acknowledgement.
And the voice asks him, "Do you believe in God?" And Ranjit, he says, yes, of course. He's always believed.
His faith has never wavered, even when everything else was falling apart.
And then the voice says, "Then you may consider me God."
Wow. I don't even know what to say.
And then the light, it starts to transform. It takes the shape of a human figure radiating wisdom, and then it changes into the alien Ranjit met as a child. And then it becomes Ranjit himself. It's like he's seeing all these different aspects of himself, of existence, all connected.
It's like a reflection of the interconnectedness of everything, the unity of the universe.
And finally, the light expands, encompassing everything. The Earth, the solar system, the entire universe. And the disc in Ranjit's hand, it grows warm. And he feels this ancient knowledge awakening inside him.
It's like he's being given the tools he needs, the knowledge to fulfill his destiny.
And the voice delivers its final message. It says, "Now the time starts when you have to unwrap the truth which is inside you. Every answer is with you only."
It's a call to action, to trust his own inner wisdom.
And then Ranjit is back in his room. The disc is still glowing in his hand. And he understands. He knows that his mission has truly begun.
That's one heck of an origin story.
It is. So in these first few chapters, we've gone from this boy with a feeling to an alien encounter, to a secret global society, to a personal crisis, and finally to a meeting with, well, possibly God.
It's been a roller coaster, and it raises so many questions.
Yeah, like what is Ranjit's destiny, really? How is he going to use this knowledge and power he's been given? What's going to happen with the EMF, with the chameleon?
And what about Arohi? We can't forget about her.
Oh, right, Arohi. I wonder what role she'll play in all of this.
I guess we'll have to keep reading to find out.
We will. But for me, the biggest takeaway is that, in the end, the universe confirmed what Ranjit felt all along. That inner voice, that pull towards something more, it was real.
It's like a validation of intuition, of trusting that inner knowing.
Yeah, and it makes you wonder, what about us? What about those feelings we have, those nudges, those hunches? What if they're more than just random thoughts? What if they're glimpses of a bigger picture, of a destiny waiting to be unfolded?
It's a fascinating thought, isn't it? That maybe there's more to reality than we currently understand, and maybe, just maybe, we each have a role to play in something much bigger than ourselves.
And on that note, we wrap up this deep dive into the beginning of Ranjit's incredible story.
Can't wait to see where it goes from here.
Me too. Join us next time as we delve deeper into the cosmic warrior and see what other mind-bending revelations await. Until then, keep those deep questions flowing.
Always.
And who knows, maybe you'll start to notice those little whispers from the universe too.
Maybe we all will.